Hey, welcome back to Evil's Comics. I'm Evil Mike, and I got a review for you. From Image Comics, this is Hitomi, issue number 1. It's written and created by H.S. Tot, art by Isabella Mazzanti, colors by Valentina Napolitano, and letters by Rob Jones. I'm sorry if I mispronounce any of those names. It's definitely no disrespect. There's a lot I can say about Hitomi. It was a great issue, but very simple and not so detailed, but we'll get there. So basically we're following Hitomi. She is after a samurai that killed her family. We find out very, very quickly. Basically on the first page, she stops at a house, asks if they have seen a samurai with the color skin of beetroot. They have not. They send her to go see a priest or a monk that lives on top of like the mountain, as shown here, all the way up there, and she's all the way down here. It is said that the monk is going to ask something in return, for giving her any kind of information. We do see the monk and he's asleep. She ends up like splashing him awake, asking him if he's seen this samurai of beetroot, and he has not that he's telling her at the moment, but basically he offers her some sake. They go back and forth. This is where we get what happened to her, and basically the reason that she is after the samurai with the color skin of beetroot is because he killed her family and for some reason left her alive. She doesn't know why he left her alive. And they kind of show you right here, this is him in his black armor and everything, and that's her as a little kid. They do end up passing out after sharing stories or whatever, drinking the sake. And Karma comes in. She is waking up the same way that he woke, she woke him up the day before, splashing her with the water. And he kind of explains that like she has a good plan, revenge. It's a story old as time kind of thing. But he's kind of like, look, if he was a samurai, then honor and the Bushido code kind of play a part in it. You're gonna have to like learn the samurai ways if you want true revenge, and if you actually do that, then the revenge will be that much sweeter. The book kind of crosses over and we actually get to meet our beetroot samurai, or I'm assuming he is. They never do name him, but he's got the skin tone of beetroot. But his name is Yusaki. He is sumo training at the moment. He ends up losing pretty badly to his, it's basically a sparring partner, you find out, because he is training. He's kind of like the master who is training, and we don't actually get to see his face or anything, but he does kind of like, he's ashamed that Yusaki is being beat by the sumo wrestler so easily. The sumo wrestler is like, dude, you're taller than me, why don't you use your height and try and beat me that way? And he's like, no, and the sumo kind of makes a joke about like, well, even your height wouldn't be able to, and they say it length, but he says your length wouldn't be able to beat my girth type thing. So it's one of those like, size versus but anyways, we get a little more about Yusaki, that he is basically like he did something bad or something, and he is tied to this master, like he owes him money or something like that. He is not where he's supposed to be. He's in some kind of faraway land. They do name it. I'm drawing a blank at the moment, but he is somewhere separate from where Hitomi is. We do go back to Hitomi, and she has basically started her adventure. She is continuing on looking for the now we know his name is Yusaki, but basically she ends up running into this kid that's on the stream. He's fishing. He ends up giving her a fish. They end up like fishing together to go sell. While they're like in the process of selling the fish, they're kind of like accused of thievery because it's like the major domo's land or something like that they live on, and they end up trying to sell it to one of the people who owns the land or something like that. Hitomi kind of like says some stuff to the royal people that they meet, and it's some stuff that she should have been beheaded for. So for some reason they kind of like, they kind of like brush her away. The kid is kind of amazed that didn't happen or whatever. They do run into a samurai, and the kid's not all like that amazed by it, but she is. She runs up to the samurai asking the same question, if they've seen a samurai with the skin tone of beetroot. He actually tells her he has, but she's at the wrong place, wrong time kind of thing, because he mentions that he hasn't been seen in this land for a long time, that he could possibly be dead kind of thing. They do end up like leaving that area, and as they leave, she mentions that now she has sake. The boy realizes that she stole the sake from the samurai, and she kind of clarifies it, saying that she didn't steal the sake from the samurai, she stole it from the horse. And if you do look on, like right here, it is on the horse and not the samurai. Technicalities, right? So with that, the boy knows better, and he's like, the samurai's going to come after us, he's going to want you dead, he's going to figure it out. And sure enough, the samurai has already figured it out, and he's hot on their trail. They take off, they end up hiding. They do end up like spending the night, like trying to brave the cold. They do it separately for a little bit, and eventually Hitomi makes the mention that they could like, they'd be able to warm each other up if they got closer. And during this moment, we kind of see that like Hitomi ends up kissing this little boy. They end up going to sleep. When they wake up in the morning, the little boy is gone, and now the samurai is standing over her, calling her the thief. She ends up escaping from the situation, but she ends up falling off a cliff and into like an ice lake or a river that's right near where she is. And we see she's struggling to get back, through the ice. But luckily she is saved, and ironically, by the samurai she's looking for, Yusaki. He ends up like lighting a fire. The group that he is with explains that if they don't hurry from where they are, they're going to be stuck in the cold. So they do end up leaving her, because one of the people in the carriage that Yusaki is toting, basically they call her some kind of like troublemaker or something like that, but it's kind of like a folklore type of thing, kind of like one of those superstition. Oh, it's a girl in the middle of nowhere, it's got to be like a troll, or so they kind of like, they don't leave her just out of like, no, it's more like they think she's kind of like some kind of like folklore thing, and that's why they leave her. Yusaki does not want to leave her. He doesn't believe that she'll be able to make the night, especially because he pulled her out of the frozen lake. It's cold, but he does leave her with the fire, and that's kind of where they leave us off at this part of the book. They do give us a little tidbit on the next book, and it's Hitomi urges Yusaki to leave the sumo circuit and join her on the Nakasindo Road, where men, monsters roam wild, but opportunities abound, where she can enter her training grounds in earnest. So I kind of had everything summed up all the way into the end, because if they team up and she's still on the journey, then I'm assuming that might not be the beetroot samurai we're looking for. They do not ever name him as this beetroot samurai. When he pulls her out of the lake, she is like, I guess, passed out or whatever from the cold, or she's in shock or whatever. So she doesn't physically see Yusaki. So I'm not sure if they're traveling together and it's going to be a thing where that's the guy that she's after the whole time, and they're traveling together, and she just doesn't know it, and eventually she kind of pieces it together. I'm not sure. I had the book kind of figured out until we got to the preview to the next part, and it kind of like it's got my thinking rolling. What do you think is going to come from this whole series? I loved it. I love the art. I love everything about it. It jumps forward in time a little bit, but I don't think there's anything bad. I think they're trying to get to the point kind of thing. Hey, but that's pretty much all I got. That's my review. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you picked this up. What did you think about it? What did you think about my review? Let me down below. Let me know anything you want to know. I don't care. But that's what I got for you. I'll let y'all go. Have a great Friday, or whenever you're watching this, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I don't know. But I will see y'all guys later. Y'all have a great weekend. Bye.